chewing it over with Twix. And by Twix, I mean Bush.
Okay. Top says he's good. I'm not quite sure what that means, but
good is relative.
Good, yeah.
I mean, and in the spirit of that, let me introduce you to my relative deck.
Your good deck?
Yeah, good.
All right.
This is great.
What you got here for us?
First and foremost, this is a dedication to an old school player, Jason Chambers, who revolutionized and pioneered the 13 Evil Eye of Orm deck. Now, this, as soon as I saw this, I think this won most creative deck at Madison Offensive in either 2017 or 18, whatever the first one was, whatever. It was there, and it ran 4 Evil Eyes and enough clone and doppelganging effects to make sure that you could possibly max out at 13 Evil Eyes and play at any given time. And I thought that was just a really sexy idea. He was also running stuff in the deck that, it was like the first run through, so there was definitely things in there like Unstable Mutation and a wonderful card. I haven't seen it in any other old school build yet, Transmutation, which switches the power and toughness of a creature.
Oh, nice.
So the idea there, I get what he was going for. Sure. It's get an Evil Eye, land it early with fast mana, and then enchant it with something like Unstable Mutation, or trick them with a Transmutation or whatever that card's called, and then clone your shit and smash in. And these are all Evil Eyes as well, so they can attack as well. Now, in the board, I've got one Vesuva Doppelganger, which also acts in that way, but I'm really trying to mitigate double blue costs in this particular deck.
Sure.
Now, in the main, it's a little pathetic. I don't run Dance of the Many, and I only run 2 clones, so this is actually like the half version of the Jason Chambers version. I can only make 6 Evil Eyes, but that's enough.
Well, 7.
Hypothetically, you could do 7. Yeah, if you dig into the sideboard, you could doppelgang a little bit. And it's super fun. So in the space of the transmutations, I decided to just run a better spell. Hymn to Torok fits really well. Unfortunately, it is double black, but we are running a full suite of dark rituals, so it does make casting that a little bit more achievable. One of the big kind of interesting factors here is that since you have Evil Eye of Orm, it actually makes Mishra's Factory less good because you are unable to go on the offensive with it when you have an Evil Eye in play.
That's a good point, yeah.
Kind of like a niche little interaction, you don't see that much. So I only run 2 Mishra's Factories in this particular deck, leaning more towards strip mines. But this is definitely a funky brew, and it's it does what it can. The whole goal is try to get out an Evil Eye as soon as you can and start cloning immediately. Like, you don't care about your hand, you don't care about doing anything. Library is terrible in this deck because most of the time you're just ramping out really
you're like
fast.
dropping these mana vaults.
Exactly, like triple mana vault. You're running the full set of Moxen. You're running Soul Ring. You're running the Dark Rituals. Connor says I'm out of my mind and running too many sources, but this is fucking all in. Like, you're going, excuse my language, this is going all in on getting that bad boy out fast. Ass.
Nice.
And ass is where it's all about, babies. This guy has got a huge ass.
Huge booty.
I want to be real.
Yeah.
Tonight there was a turn 1 Juzalm against me.
Oh, nice.
Dad ass. I mean, let's be real. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it is. He's pretty good.
He is good.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Yeah.
And he's fun and he's stylish. And then if you're really cool, let me make sure I'm doing this right, you can do one of these.
Nice. I feel like it should be legendary, sort of, except that he should have more than one eye. I'm not sure how to...
Evil Eyes?
I'm not sure how to...
Well, then he'd be a spider type, not an Evil Eye type.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels very specific, though, I guess. Right? Like, it's a particular eye.
And this deck is definitely, I don't want to like mislead anybody. This is a bad deck. This is not a good deck by any stretch of the imagination, but it is fun. One of the biggest hamstrings in here is that you want to run more counter spells to protect your Evil Eyes, but your kind of now in this contradictory thing with the Hymn to Torog, where you're having 2 double black or 2 double blue, and it gets a little bit hiccupy. So that is a real thing. Creature decks, heavy aggro creature decks and heavy shop decks really are tough for this to beat in game 1. So I have I've got a little bit of tech in my sideboard. I use energy flux like everybody else does to just wreck people, and it's been very, very good. I also got a maze main deck, and I've got 2 terrors in the sideboard to try to answer a little bit of that aggro onslaught. But right now, based on what's here, we need a little bit more answer to mono black, because apparently that's just been a little bit more of a boogeyman in this format.
Oh, are you like recently here?
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah, tonight? Okay.
I got wrecked by Hypnotic Specters earlier, and I was like, I have no fucking answer to this. Excuse me, I have no answer to this card. I'm running like terrors in my sideboard. I'm running blooms. I'm ready for everything else, but mono black.
You can swear all you want.
Yeah, right. I'll do my best. Yeah. So that's the Evil Eye of Orm deck. The 6 Evil Eye of Orm deck.
Nice. 7.
7 Evil Eye. If you count, Don't forget that little doppelganger in the sideboard.
So what did you play against tonight? Like, what other decks?
Yeah, let me recollect here. The last match I played against was against it was like a Hashti disaster list.
Okay.
The same one. I think that one won NewCon
from NewCon a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And that was a really interesting matchup. That was the one where he got the Juzam into play.
Okay. Interesting
plays there. I got a turn 1 Evil Eye against him as well. Turn 2 cloned it. He couldn't answer it. That was a really sexy game. But what was really interesting about that one is how we both, like, our sideboards were the same. Like, we both sided in energy fluxes against each other, so no moxes could like last. Nothing could stay. It was an interesting one. Before that, I played against a white, blue, black prison deck running the Abyss, and I actually ended up getting there. And one of the big, basically what was pulling weight there was Dark Ritual Hymn to Torog. Dark Ritual Hymn to Torog. Like, there was just, and of course, Mind Twist, which I have altered to look like Edward Munch's The Scream.
That's really nice.
Thank you. Yes. All my altars are done by my mother.
That's sweet.
So,
the Soul Ring is there.
The Soul Ring as well, yeah. And the Terror. All of those. Yeah, ended up getting off early, like with Soul Ring and all the fast mana, you can really end up getting off like a brutal Mind Twist. If you get the blue out, you can end up with a brutal Rain Geyser as well, and that really can help to reload, get you steamrolling again.
Sure.
Maybe get a couple of those removal or those counter spells up in your hands so you can kind of do some work. I love this deck. I think I tried to fit in a couple more counters if I could in the main. Honestly, I think 3 counter spells somehow to fit in here. Giant de Tome has been not great in this brew.
I feel like it'd be better if you were more on the counterspell version versus the hymn version, right? Like,
that's the sad part, is that you might cut that to do the other one, and that's not good. I don't really know what I would cut to do this, but I have noticed that these have been very hiccupy without the protection behind them. And also because I almost want to run a 4th energy flux in the board, because these were so ridiculously good today that, you just eschew artifacts in the main deck and you just really start hating from the sideboard, and then just run more protectionism. I think that would be fine.
Wait, you only said 2 things that you played against. What else did you play against?
Say that one more time?
What else did you play against? You said 2 decks, but what were the other ones? Do you remember? I'm just curious.
No, I do remember. Been drinking. Moments.
That's gonna help you remember.
It really will.
Just gotta drink more.
I know. First game was against Jeff, and he was on. For those of you who watched the NewCon 11 stream recently, he was on a clone of that budget blue list.
The
list.
one,
Oh my god, I got wrecked. Once again, we were talking about aggro decks. Merfolk of the Pearl Trident took me to town today. He literally landed 2 of them, and I was like sandbagging terror in my hand, just taking 2 damage over and over and over. Like, while he had 2 blues sitting up, and I'm just like, God, he's gonna counterspell everything I do. Certainly he did, and that was a reasonable deck.
And it had Dandan in it, right?
It did have Dandan in it. Yeah. Dandan does stop against Evil Eye, though. Evil Eye's got a huge ass. He stops everything.
That's funny.
And in...
Oh,
I gotta cheat and look at my cards.
Sorry,
because I played you and you wrecked me last game.
I'm the other person.
You're the one who O2'd me.
I O2'd you.
Hard.
Okay, actually, it's funny because when I asked you this question, I forgot I played you.
We both forgot. Yeah. And I was drinking. So. Do you remember that? I think you workshop Suchi'd me.
I mean, probably. I did that to a handful of people today.
And then you workshopped Suchi'd early in the game that I remember, and you copy artifacted, and I was just like, and then you had the mana to pay for my energy flux that I played, or something like that. I think that was the game against you, and I was just like, well, the clock was just way too fast.
Yeah, there were a couple of people here with shop decks and a couple of people with mono black decks tonight, which I thought was odd. Actually, it's out of the ordinary for us.
And it is out of the ordinary, and that's actually what was surprising was how good this was because people were playing juggies.
Oh, okay.
So this was actually just like a legitimate trade a lot of the time. Another great card today was Boomerang, surprisingly. There was a lot of stuff that was muscled out early that couldn't get played for again.
I see.
And this ended up being like a reasonable card.
That's pretty cool,
It was fine. Once again, it was nice to see like a niche player actually kind of overperforming.
I see.
So that was like an interesting thing. Once again, the double blue was hamstringing me like it did with a lot of things in this deck. But this is a simple deck. It doesn't need a whole lot of...
No, it's very cool. I also, there's always the question of, which Hymn to Turok art.
So I chose the Kirshner art. Yeah. I mean, everybody does the Hoover art, and don't get me wrong, I love Quentin Hoover, and I love his artwork, rest in peace, but sometimes you gotta just be a little bit more of a hipster, you know what I'm saying? and the Kirshner art is the hipster art, because it's so low-key, you didn't like it when you were a kid, and now it's grown on you.
I see.
And here you are, and it's badass. So I kind of feel a little bit like this guy when I'm playing old school Magic and playing a ramp deck like this. Am I overextending?
I see, So, I like it, it is. Yeah, I can see how as you get older, you can appreciate that more. Yeah.
You know, I think it's actually an interesting thing for anybody who's interested in playing Hymn to Torok. What's the answer? Do you play all 4 of one art? Do you play one of each art?
Yeah. It's either one of each or 4 of one, right?
So why the hell didn't they do 3? Why did they do 3 Order of Lightbur and 3? And then they made a playset of this one.
I don't know. I don't think they were really thinking anything through at that time.
They did Thalin. They could do Thalin.
Well, I'm still channeling my inner 12-year-old, and I play the one with the wolf on it.
Okay, so the one with the wolf on it. Everybody is going to say the overhead shot with the 4 people or the wolf is in their least favorite ones, but the wolf one was the one that you had a shirt of when you were in middle school.
Exactly, right?
Like we all straight up had like some, it wasn't like Patagonia, but it was like some like nature company because you hiked or whatever. You grew up affluent. We magic. So you had a wolf shirt. That's how it worked.
It is how it worked, I agree.
You had to flex on...
With your wolf shirt? I'm not sure I did that. But.
I'm not sure I did either. I don't know what I'm doing. All I'm saying is I didn't choose that one. I chose the Kirshner one.
In fact, I think there's actually no human in the history of the world that's flexed with a wolf shirt on.
No.
I'm willing to make that.
They keep that real on the DL, and if they wore that one in elementary school, whatever it was. I'm just saying, I went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Maybe it wasn't a wolf shirt, it was an otter shirt or something, but we had one of those shirts.
There's no otter Hymn to Turok. What are you getting at?
They're Otter-Be.
Oh man.
there.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty great.
Are you gonna edit this? Or?
No, of course not.
Okay,
No, why
good.
would I edit this?
No, because this is gold.
Yeah, it is.
This is fucking
yeah,
gold.
I agree.
What else can I expound upon for you here?
No,
I told
I
you
mean-
about my weak matchups.
Yeah.
Aggro fucks me up. Workshops, I'm bad in game one against.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think against control, like if I'm playing, as long as they're not keeping 2 blue up or I can activate my strip mine. Strip mine is amazing in here, and what I'm probably going to do moving forward is go to 4 strip mines, maybe even 1 or none factory.
Yeah, I could see no factories considering what you were talking about. Yeah.
It's an imperfect list, and the thing is that that's what makes me excited about it, is that I get a chance to work on something that's not a net deck. I mean, maybe the original version was something that brought a lot of attention in a tournament, but I'd like to make this work out. I'd like to not, rely on Disenchant, Swords to Plowshares, and Balance. I'd like to play blue-black deck. I love these colors. And I love Evil Eye. So if this can, become even a little bit more optimized and maybe make its way to a tier 2 deck, I'd be very happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Top.
Thank
It
you
was
for
a
having
pleasure,
me.
as always.
Glad to be here. Hope you enjoyed it, and keep tuning in to Booze Brews and having fun brewing.
All right. Thanks, Top.